Tony Abbott pledges competent, trustworthy government for Australia. CNN.com. Said edition, U.S. International Mexico Arabic. TV, CNN, CNE, CNN, en Español, HLN. Sign up login. Home TV and video, CNN Trends US. World politics, justice, entertainment, tech, health, living, travel, opinion, I report, money, sports. Share this. Print. Email. More sharing. Read it. Stumble upon. Delicious. Tony Abbott pledges competent, trustworthy government for Australia. By Hilary Whiteman, CNN. Updated 10:49 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Saturday, September 7, 2013. Story highlights. Tony Abbott pledges competent and trustworthy government. Australian Prime Minister Kevin Rudd concedes election defeat. Wins Labour's 6 years in power under Kevin Rudd and Julia Gillard. Voting is compulsory in Australia. Fines issued for people over 18 who fail to do so. CNN. The winner of Australia's election, Tony Abbott, in Saturday pledged to form a competent and trustworthy government, after he defeated Prime Minister Kevin Rudd. I can inform you that the government of Australia has changed, the Conservative challenger told supporters. For just the 7th time in 60 years the government of Australia has changed. Economy dominates Australian election. Australia debates asylum policy. Assange runs for Australian Senate. Little boy Fodabum's politician. I now look forward to forming a government that is competent, that is trustworthy, and which purposely and steadfastly and methodically sets about delivering on our commitments to you, the Australian people. Read more. Tony Abbott, Australia's next leader. Although final results had yet to come in, Rudd said he had telephoned Abbott to concede defeat. As Prime Minister of Australia, I wish him well in the high office of Prime Minister of this country, he said at a party meeting in Brisbane. Rudd was conciliatory in his speech and accepted his share of blame. Tonight is the time to unite in the great Australian nation, he said. Because whatever our politics may be, we are all first and foremost Australian. I know that Labour hearts are heavy across the nation tonight. And as your Prime Minister, and as your parliamentary leader of the great Australian Labour Party, I accept responsibility. I gave it my all, but it was not enough for us to win. I'm proud that despite all the prophets of doom, that we have preserved our federal parliamentary Labour Party as a viable fighting force for the future. According to a Sky News/Newspoll survey, Abbott, leader of the Liberal Party, is set to win a large majority, ending Labour's 6 years in power under Rudd and Julia Gillard, who deposed each other in successive leadership challenges. Read more. Best Australian election gaffes. Before the vote, commentators said the Australian electorate had tired of the revolving door of Labour leaders, and were looking for change. Rudd's had his turn, one voter told the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, ABC. Back in June, Rudd's Labour colleagues had hoped he'd bring the same magic to the polls demonstrated in 2007, when he defeated the former Liberal leader John Howard. However, the early lift Rudd brought to the election race quickly faded, and in the final days of the campaign the Labour leader was vowing he'd fight to the end. Rudd kept a low profile in election day, prompting speculation about when he would turn up to vote. When he finally arrived at a polling station in Brisbane, hecklers shouted slogans slamming the government's plan to send asylum seekers for offshore processing. Hey Kevin, we're talking to you, not PNG, not Normu, they shouted. Opinion: Australian parties in race to bottom on asylum seekers. What about Syria? The focus of this election was very much in domestic issues, including the economy, education and broadband internet services. The international quandary over the scale of any military response to the use of chemical weapons in Syria seems to have been set aside, for now. Abbott has indicated that, as Australian Prime Minister, he'd take a cautious approach to any involvement in foreign conflicts.